And how's it going, guys? Josh Olufemii here, live in LA, and welcome to yet another creative week with Nick Khoo, aka Nick Ben Khoo Motion on Instagram. And today we're going to teach you how to make a lyric video the fast way. Creative week is a time when we step in every day with one of my friends that's more creative and more talented than myself and conquer a lot of really cool topics.
G'day guys, welcome back to the Olufemii channel. My name is Nick. Alright guys, this one's a little bit different today, but I want to start with a story. Back a few months ago, I released a video on Josh's channel about how to make a lyric video in 5 minutes. And I'm not gonna lie, I've been inundated with emails probably every other week asking me if I can help them with their lyric videos. And unfortunately, I'm not really that free to make too many things at the moment. I have a very full schedule as it is, but I did think I would like to make something for the community that actually helps them make lyric videos, because the tools are there, but I just was looking around thinking, actually, I could make this a lot easier for people than what I did in the tutorial. And so I kind of went away and thought about it and talked it over with Josh, and we kind of came up with this really cool product, which I think would really help people, and probably in a price range you can probably afford as well. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you a new set of tools called the Lyric Video Creator Kit. It has 20 customizable animated lyric templates that you can easily drag and drop into your Premiere timeline, with lots of options to customize your text, including colors, textures, and glows. Not only that, we're including 10 overlay video elements to really make your videos pop. Plus, we've added a Premiere starter project with 5 different videos to help jumpstart your lyric videos. I've hopefully done all the hard work for you and given you an easy and quick way to create high quality lyric videos. Anyway, let's get started and have a look at what's in the box. Alright guys, let's just dive right in. We're gonna import the templates into the Essential Graphics panel. Now, the easiest way I found is to actually just grab all of the Essential Graphics MOGURTs and then just drag them into the Essential Graphics panel if you don't have that already open. The way you get there is you just go to the window up the top here and go look for Essential Graphics if that's not already there. That'll just be ticked on and it'll dock wherever it is. I've just got it here so it's nice and big. Now I have labeled everything LV. So what you have to do is go in here and search for LV and they'll all come up as the first thing because they're all LV. It's probably the easiest way to search for them. And you can just star them all if you want. Go through and just star them all if you want to be able to find them quickly in the future. All right, let's have a look at some of these options we've got here. Now, I want to just let you know that each of them have a kind of a common thing, some common presets. They're not all exactly the same, but they have a few kind of common elements in terms of what you can do. So all of them will have this texture toggle. I'll probably go to the color first. So first you can change the color very easily. So you just come here and just change the color to whatever you like. Whatever color you desire is easily to change. But we'll just set that to white because it's just a bit easier to read. Next, we got a texture toggle here. Now, this has got a few different textures in it. So we've got cement, we've got carpet, wood, wood 2, steel door, grunge, grunge 2, and fabric. Now, all of these, you can also move the position of it if you don't like where the position of the texture is, and that's all linked in these texture positions here. And there's also got a scale if you don't like the scale of it. Now, there is a threshold to where the texture is. As you can see here, it ends here. So the texture doesn't go on forever, unfortunately, but you can get pretty wide and pretty close as well. All right, now we've also got a glow on here as well. When you do use the glow, sometimes it is beneficial to actually turn it on a screen mode to kind of get the blending a little bit better. As you can see, it already kind of does there. So it does look a lot better if you put a screen mode on it when you do go for it. And the last one is the gradient. Now, this is just a gradient that, if you can imagine, is just there. You can also change the scale of the gradient if you like. So if you want it to be a bit smaller or a bit bigger, you can even make this bottom one darker. You can even change the color of it completely. So let's pick an end color. So that would say we want to make it a bit more fire, and let's make this a bit more orange. And you're going to kind of got that in there as well. But we're going to reset that and we're just going to leave it as is. And some of these are stackable. The only one that's not stackable is the color up here, but everything else here is stackable. So for example, if we wanted to go with the grunge 2 and put the gradient toggle on and also put the glow on, that works pretty nicely as well. So as you can see, that's kind of how that looks. And all right, so there we go. So obviously, yeah, but unfortunately, if you do put the color one, the only one that's stackable is the glow, unfortunately, but everything else doesn't work that well in that regard. So just be aware when you do put only the glow and text color work together, but everything else kind of doesn't really work that well together. Well, actually the gradient does as well. Sorry, that was it. But the texture and the color one doesn't work together. That's something I'll need to fix in a later version, but for right now, this is what we have. All right, so let's go back into this. So obviously with this, all the text is very easy to change. So hello there. This is all cased at the moment, but you can uncase it up here. So there you go. And it can just drop into the case. I probably should write that properly. Hello there. And hello there. All right, so that is that one. That's just a drop in. I'm not going to go through them too explicitly. I mean, I think they're fairly self-explanatory in terms of what they are. This is a drop in from the top. So it's just the opposite of what we just had before. So drop in from the top. Let's have this one is a big block one. So if you need big text to come in from the side, this is a good one for that. Now there's a couple more options on this one. We have a left and right toggle. So if you want to justify it left or the right, it'll actually animate in as well, but come to the right. And what's good about this one is that you type here and it changes both sides. So you can type that there, and then if you change it to this side, it also changes there. So it doesn't matter which side you type it. Now, if you want to make it actually type in like the format to be a bit nicer, you can just sort of change that yourself, and that way, the block text happens a bit better. That's my opinion, how you could probably do that. But yeah, easy to change either side. All right, slide in words. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. This is all very much similar to the rest of them in terms of the options you can get. Fade in words. This is just the same movement, but just doesn't have the slide in, so that just fades in the words. That can be a bit more, if you don't want as much movement and you just want the words to fade in. It can be kind of nice for certain things. Flicker in. This is a bit of a chaotic one, but sometimes you might want it, so the letters flicker in and they continue to flicker. This is kind of cool with the glow, which I think is quite interesting. So if you put the glow on flickering and it continues to flicker, and you have a couple of options here. You can muck around with these settings. So if you want it to be, if you don't want it to flicker so much, then you turn it all the way up. I should actually relabel that, but I'll relabel that in the future version. And if you want it to be more flickery, then you turn it all the way down. And this is just a random seed. So for example, if the letters are flickering, the wrong letters are flickering from you, you can just muck around with the random seed till you get the ones that you like. So flip down is pretty obvious. It's just a nice flip down. Now, a lot of these are only single lines, so I haven't really figured out how to do multiple lines, unfortunately, but single lines is what I can give you at the moment. This one's really nice to use in conjunction with other words. So I like using this together with, for example, two words together. So if I did flip and then I'm duplicate it, I'm holding down Alt or Option to produce a new one. So just to show you, I'm holding down Alt, dragging that up, and that's a new instance of that. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pull this down, and we're just going to go down. And so I think this looks really nice when you use it in conjunction with things like this. I mean, you can even put it side by side. That's always kind of a fun one. That's how I kind of designed it. But I'm sure you guys will find new ways to do it. This one's a very subtle one. If you just want something a bit slower, so it just focuses it up. And again, all the fonts you can change. You don't have to stick with any of the fonts that I've given you. You can use whatever font you like. Glitch in is a kind of a fun one if you want that glitch in. And this is kind of nice too. You can kind of glitch in and then next text. It's kind of a nice one to use it if you just want a quick and dirty way to kind of get some cool movement in there. This one is a bit more moody, so if you want a bit of an ink resolve to come on, could be used for a title as well. Paint on is a similar idea, but this is more of a scratch. It's more like a scratch on really, but you can't imagine. And this one is a fairly wide, again, it's only designed, but this can go for quite, like you can write quite long lines. So this is a line from a sad song. It'll actually go all the way to the edge, but there is also a limitation. If you can imagine, the mat is only here really, so you wouldn't be able to put double lines, unfortunately, because that's where it kind of breaks. I'll show you what I mean. This is the second line of the song. And you kind of see here, this is where the mat isn't quite filling in the gaps properly. Oh, actually it is. Oh, that's surprising. Well, maybe it's a bit bigger than I thought it was. Maybe you can do 2 lines. There you go. You can do 2 lines. Amazing. I'm a bit smarter than I thought. Scale down is one of my faves. It's just super basic, but you can kind of... I'll show you why this is kind of nice. Hi... Let's put this up here. This is kind of something that I designed because it's subtle, but I think kind of used well, it can be really good. Hi, hello. How? I realize like doing it this way is a little bit tedious, but oh wait, actually I need to put this one down. Hi, hello. How? I've got this set up in my templates as well, so if you want to do stuff like this, it's already kind of set up so you don't have to do this every time. Sorry. Hello, how are you? So I kind of designed it to be like this, so you could, as you can kind of see here, it's kind of a nice, like subtle movement, and I mean on its own it doesn't look very interesting, but if you do kind of line them up like this, it's kind of a fun way of doing the animation. So that's how I kind of designed that. Slide up is pretty obvious. This is just a single slide up. Not singular words, but just if you want to just have a single slide up. This one is a boxy outline if you want to do emphasis on words. This one has a few more options. We have a stroke width, so you can make the stroke width really big if you really want. I should probably put a limitation on that, but you can actually design it so you can make the block width really, really thick, and you can sort of make the offset quite large as well. We'll set it to 1 just to be sure. And you can also change the color of the box outline. We'll make it 3 just so you can see it. And we've also got a box fill toggle as well in case you want to put this as a title and you can't see what's happening behind it. You can make it like fully black or a little bit opaque just so it's a little bit easier to read. And again, we've got the standard glow toggles and you get the idea. So that one just has a few extra options just so you can muck around with it. This one is just a slide up outline. Now this is kind of fun. Good for emphasis words, so emphasis. You can put it at the end of a sentence, for example. And I would recommend scaling from here because this is like rasterized properly. So if you scale it from the effects panel up there, you're going to lose the resolution, but from here it's not bad. There you go, emphasis. Now this one is a bit funky as well. We've got similar to the outline, you've got multiple ones of them too. Now this one has a few options. You can actually turn off the amount, you can actually dial in the amount of echoes you want. So you can have 1 echo if you want. So for example, if you just want that, or you can have 4. I've only programmed it up to 4, unfortunately, but yeah. All right, we're getting to the last few here. Smash zoom. I might have to actually extend some of this out because I'm running out of space here. Smash zoom again is another, could be a nice title. very 80s and retro, which is kind of in at the moment. Now you can actually turn off that echo if you don't like it. You just want the movement at the back, so we can turn off the echo as well. Or you could actually limit the amount of echo. So at the moment we have 4. You could have 100 if you want. It's kind of ridiculous, but you can. Oh, it's 20. I only made it 20. But you can have, or you can just have 1 if you like. You have a few more controls there. All right. And finally, oh no, it's not finally. We've still got a few more to go. What else we got? Streaky words. This one was kind of a horror version kind of thing if you wanted a bit more of the, again, this one probably benefits from having the screen on so that the transfer comes through. It's kind of a limitation they have with what do you call Premiere and After Effects. It doesn't quite, some of those things don't translate across very well, but there you go. You can turn the ghosting off if you don't like that, you just want the moving words. All right, and we'll get into the last 2 now. Twist in, which is very similar to what we just had, but this is just a twisting in, but no movement. And finally we have the typewriter, which sounds dumb, but I guarantee you'll use this because it's not built into Premiere, and I don't understand why, because it's such a useful tool. I use the typewriter effect pretty much all the time. So there you go. That is pretty much all of the elements in a nutshell. Now, to just look at the overlay elements that we have included as well, these are quite easy to use. So let's just have a quick look at some of these things. All you have to do really is just drag it on top and it will do most of the work for you. Now this one, some of them are on black, so just so you're aware, just so you can keep some of the glow things as well. Now all you have to do to really get that to pop out is to go to either a screen or to either set it to a screen, or you can set it to a dodge, linear dodge. Linear dodge will give you a slightly brighter pop, but screen is also fine, and that will just give you that element. It just sort of adds a little pop. Again, likewise, some of these are pre-keyed already. So this one is already, and again, if you really want a bit of extra pop, you can actually turn that on, and that gives you a linear dodge will actually give you an extra pop out of that as well. This one is a ripple. Again, just for a little bit of emphasis, if you want to, you can put these all around the screen, which is, I always thought, you could use these as ripples, simulating kind of water. So for example, like this, and like this. And we have the same one, but this one's just a little bit slower, so you've just got a slightly less, doesn't go through fast, and that could be for a different speed of thing. This light cluster is also kind of fun. You can kind of use this in a few different ways. I've set this up in the project that I have, but you can totally use this to create funky little elements like this. Again, I'd probably set it to screen just so it looks a little bit nicer. So there you go. You can play around those elements, and all these elements are kind of designed to be that way. I didn't want to lock you guys into a certain pattern because I wanted you to be able to combine these things together and make your own kind of thing. Because I think that looks better when you are able to sort of split the elements up and be able to do your own thing. You don't want people to lock this in. And what's kind of good is if you do, you can kind of combine things together, for example, and get like different light patterns that kind of do funky stuff like this. Again, this is another light pattern. And some of these are pretty big, so you don't have to worry too much about the resolution as well. Like you can get quite big with these. And one more light pattern. Again, this looks a lot better if you screen it. Actually, if we do dodge. I know the alpha channel's there, but I'm just recommending. You guys do this. And this one's just like an emphasis kind of thing. And look, this weird haloing thing effect occurs even though I put an alpha channel on it, but look at it. It looks so much better when you actually do a screen mode on it instead. So, and this is just a final one, which is just a very large thing, a very large repeating pattern. So you can use that, you know, if you just want something that goes around the background, just to kind of keep the movement going, so to speak. Now, you're probably saying, like, I don't really like the... I mean, purple's nice. I mean, it looks nice, right? But maybe I want to change it to a slightly different color. Well, there is a way to hack it, and this is the only way I've been able to find it. I don't know why it's not actually built into Lumetri, but it is built into the Ultra key here. So if we grab this, and we go here, and we go to color correction, we can actually twist the hues a little bit. So if you wanted to say something a bit warmer, you can totally change it to something a bit warmer, which is kind of nice. So if we copy... If we press Command C, or actually, if we just copy this, you can actually go through and paste it through all the elements that you want to change. So for example, they're all purple. So, and let's paste attributes. So paste and attributes, and we'll just pick Ultra key, and it automatically changes everything to gold. So that's just kind of a quick way to kind of get those elements to work together if you need it. Or you can even just take it off, you know. Let's remove the attributes on this one. You can have a nice little duality of the purple and gold, which is always nice. There you go. So those are those elements in a nutshell. Let's even go ahead and actually create a song using all these elements.
Big dog status, I'm a big dog vet. I pull up on the block in a big Corvette. Yeah, ride around the city with a stick all black. Try with a stroke, but we ain't with all that.
Alright, so that's the vibe. Let's see how fast we can put this together. Alright, so firstly we want to get the lyrics for the song. So we've got them just here. I'd recommend if you've got lyrics, get them typed up first before you even start attempting to do this section of the video. But yeah, you want to have these lyrics basically available for you to cut and paste, because that's going to help you a lot. Now, I'm just going to go for the quickest and laziest option. So I'm going to do the fade up words, actually the drop in line from the top. And what we're going to do is we're going to find the first line. Big dog status is the first line. So let's go find that. Big dog status. And we're just going to find this and double click in there and go. I didn't click all the words. I actually want the whole words. My bad. Big dog status. I actually want to change the font too, so let's do that. ITC Avant-Garde, this is my fave font. We're going to put a texture on it. Let's say we'll put a grunge, and we'll put a gradient fill on it as well. And I'll just drop this so it's a little bit brighter than that. And maybe I'll just move the texture down just a touch and scale everything down just a bit. Alright, and I'll just put the glows on. Status. Starts the next line there. I'm a big dog vet. I'm pressing Command K, or I'm pressing Command K to basically cut those things off. Now let's grab a different one just for the sake of it. We'll try this big text on the side here. And again, we'll change the fonts to something that we like. Texture toggle. Go to grunge 2. Gradient that. Now this will automatically resize the font for you, as in it'll just put it in a bounding box there for you, but if you want to actually go and explicitly change things around, I would just do it like that. Now I'm just going to, again, hold down Alt and drag it across. And so we've got a duplicate of that. Now we're going to flip the side of this. And I'm going to put in a big Corvette. Let's pick a different one now. Riding around the city. Again, we'll change this again. Now, once you've got your setup done, I don't think it's as hard, but obviously with the first few, you've got to actually set some of them up. So that's the unfortunate thing about how we're doing it, but it still looks cool either way. And it's still a lot faster than doing it the original way that I sent you. You know what, I'm going to cheat. I'm just going to grab those two and we're just going to basically do exactly the same thing. Don't try it with us, dough.
Dog status, I'm a big dog vet. I pull up on the block in a big Corvette. Yeah, riding around the city with a stick all black. Try with a stroke, but we ain't with all that. Yeah.
Now this is where we're going to try the flip down, which I think is kind of, actually let's use the small up, and this is where I think this is the power of the small scale up, scale down. Sorry, scale down is what I meant to say. So it's just the same words over and over again, obviously, but we'll figure that out. Oh, I don't want that. Oh, that's labeled wrong. I should probably fix that. So what we're going to do is just move this up to the top. Actually, no, I should do it here. Let's turn the screen on for these before I forget, because I don't want to go through and do these each one at a time. Screen. It's trying to find all the years. That's the hard part, isn't it? It's a lot of years. I know there's 6 of them. Yeah. And there's one more. So what's good is if you know that it's just going to be a repeating pattern, you can just do this once, and then that's all you should need to do it for. The thing is, repeat it for every chorus that you do. We might change this one, actually. So I'm going to delete that one and just replace it with a different one. Now, unfortunately, I can't drag it across because it actually doesn't translate properly. It doesn't actually take the words across, unfortunately. But I can do this. So what I'm going to do is just chuck that in there. No. It'd be bad if we did. So, because that'll just replace all of them, and you don't want to do that. And we'll go text, we'll go grunge, and we'll go gradient toggle, and glow toggle. And we'll just type, yeah. And we'll scale this up. And we'll just drag, and we're going to press Command K or Control K. That's going to cut everything there. And then we're going to drag this all across. Hold down Alt and drag that all across. That was a bit off, wasn't it? I think it's just a little bit off. It doesn't start till here, that's why. Not exact science, guys, but you get the idea. Oh, sorry, we'll just do this one more time. All right, so I think I want to just make this last one just a slightly different color. So I might go for something like, I don't know, this. I'll have to turn the texture toggle off, unfortunately, but it still works. So if we turn the texture toggle off, that's our example. Let me grab this color and copy that. And then we'll go here and turn the texture color off. Oops, make sure you paste that color in there. Just as something different. Oh, no, I didn't want the gradient. Oh, that was the wrong one. But you get the idea. Once you figure out where the buttons are, there you go.
Big dog status, I'm a big dog, I pull up on the block in a big Corvette, ride around the city with a stick all black, try with a stroke, we with all that,
All right, so that is pretty much getting those elements down. And likewise, if you've got elements that you want to throw in, these are kind of fun to just sort of throw in to fill in some of the visual blanks. So if we grab those visual elements that I said before, this is kind of fun. So you can repeat this a few times. So just to kind of spice up the visuals a little bit more. And let's pick this light cluster again. Let's make it a screen. I might move that on a little bit. I wanted to start a bit later. And we can throw this in just for gags, just to give it a bit of extra movement. You can actually overlap it on top, so it looks like it goes on for a little bit longer than it does. Anyway guys, so that's pretty much it. That's how quickly you can put together a lyric video, and this has only been the first 24 seconds. You could put this together easily in an hour, if not quicker than that, I'm sure. And guys, if you do make a lyric video and post it on Instagram, please tag me at nickbenkhoo_motion. I would love to see it. Anyway guys, thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.
Please make sure to check out all the videos in this week's creative series down in the description below. Remember, you can get a first month of Envato elements for only $9 in the link below. We've stopped doing the free month offer. That's been an offer that's been going on for about 6 months. It finally came to an end, but you can still get the first month for $9. Every subscription really helps the channel, so please make sure to check it out. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and as always, remember to keep it chill.